I am CW5 Cornelius Charles. I've been a member of the Arkansas Army National Guard for 33 years. When I initially joined the Arkansas Army National Guard, it was just a way to get out of a small town. I was looking for an opportunity, but I didn't know what that opportunity would look like. But I must say I was pretty ambitious at the time, so whatever challenge it brought, or whatever I needed to do, the Arkansas Army National Guard presented it. So upon joining, I joined a local unit in my hometown. And I started out in infantry, and spent 13 and a half years in infantry. And it just kept growing from there. Like most people who join the Arkansas Army National Guard or any organization, I didn't think it was gonna last very long. I never saw me being in 33 years, but the challenges kept coming. The opportunities were so rewarding. I used some of the education benefits like a lot of people. I didn't really get the bonuses and everything, but I was just happy to be where I was at, and I just kept going where the opportunities allowed me to go. I was down in 3rd Battalion, 153rd Infantry, and the only warrant officer you see is the shop warrant officers that kept your maintenance going and your maintenance base. So I really didn't see a lot of warrant officer. It wasn't until about 2005 when I came to Camp Robinson and I got exposed to a lot more different type of warrant officers. I only knew about one type, and I really didn't have a desire at that point. But as I was coming up through my career, I was at the 25th Rear Operations Center as an operations NCO, looking for another opportunity, because in that position, I was only an MP within the Rear Operations Center. There was no upward progression, and I liked the challenge. I'd been there 5 years. So within that organization was housed some warrant officers, and I began to have a conversation with them, and I'd already gotten into personnel, and I kind of liked it, and I found my niche there. So I really wanted to do more within that arena. But getting started was a little bit difficult for me, but perseverance is what paid off. If you really want to become a warrant officer, you will fight and find those ways to become a warrant officer. And my path was a little bit unconventional, but nevertheless, I found my opportunity. When I was given an opportunity to interview for a job, I made the most of it and was accepted into the warrant officer program in 2009. Even though I had the ambition and the willpower to go forth, I took my time and kind of learned about the organization I was in as I become a young E5. I kind of got promoted within 3.5 years to E5. So I was a young sergeant, and I knew then there was a difference between me and an E4, and I learned what that meant. And being in an infantry unit with post-Vietnam era soldiers, they took their craft very seriously. And that was a good foundation for me to be mentored in. But I was fortunate enough to stay within the fight. I liked what I was doing. I liked the benefits. And it just kept getting better and better each year through the incentive program, whether student loan repayment, trying to earn my college degree, getting my education paid for. Those are some of the incentives that kept me coming. And then they added the TRICARE Select Reserve. So then I started looking at retirement. As you get past that, what they call the 10-year hump, I'm 86, and I continue to hang in there. And so I was looking for more opportunity. As you start to grow your family, start having children, well, after this becomes your breadwinner, you decide, well, I need to invest into this position. I need to invest into my Guard career. And those are the things that I think that makes you successful when you just stop being a job and I transition into it being a career. You don't have to be the smartest individual, but you got to have a good work ethic, and the doors in the Army will open up. It's built off competitiveness, it's built off leadership, because believe it or not, I was extremely shy as a kid. A lot of people wouldn't believe that today, but I was extremely shy as a kid. But through the Arkansas Army National Guard, it helped me find my voice. When they put you up front, they expect you to lead. When in charge, be in charge. And those are some of the foundational things that helped me along as a human being. It's being able to step up. A lot of young people, as I find, don't think they have it in them. They don't think they have what it takes. When you have a full-time job and you have to make those transitions and go into those professional military education courses, a lot of people don't want to take the time out. And they got family and they got a lot of pressure from their civilian employer. But I always encourage them and say, plan it out. Planning is the key to your success. If you plan it out, you have enough time to tell your employer that you're going to school. They have to use SARA. The Guard provides you so many soldiers, sailor relief act when you're deployed. Use SARA for your civilian employment, but you have to give them a little bit of forewarning so that they'll know when you're going to be out. And most people can work with you there. You just can't walk in the door next day and say, I'm out for 2 weeks. So give your employer an opportunity to adjust, cover down on your position. But other than that, go to school. It's rewarding. You get that next rank. Prepare yourself. Study your craft. Your infantry, your cook. I don't care if you're admin, your training, your field artillery. One thing about the Army, they will put you in a leadership position, and if you continue to excel, they'll keep pushing you forward. I earned my associate degree, I have a bachelor's degree, I have a master's degree, and I have two national certifications, one professional human resources and professional human resources management. So the Guard has afforded me, how much student loan do I owe? None. The Arkansas Army National Guard paid for every bit of my education. I'm super employable in the Guard. Most civilian employers look for veterans who have leadership experience. By me excelling in my military career, it's a translatable skill to the civilian market by having a national certification, all offered free through the Army. I just tell you part of my story. My mother was a single mother with 3 boys. And when I was 16, the Arkansas National Guard was the only program that allowed you to join as a junior if you going into high school. So I took advantage of that program. So my mother had to sign for me to get in. So imagine a skinny little kid coming to the mother bobbleheaded and saying, I want to join the Arkansas Army National Guard. She looked at me, and your parent knows you better than you know yourself. And I think if you got that determination and you got that look about you and that determination, they can see it in your eye. Now, as a young person joining, I always tell you to know what you're getting into. A lot of them get in with a lot of expectations. And I would definitely tell you, no 2 stories are alike. Many people will tell you how their story went, but you will make your own story. So if you want that story to be good, you have to make it good. Don't rely on somebody else's story, bad or good, to determine what you make out of your future, because it offers you a lot. As a person who's going on the latter part of their career, I can look back and I can truly say this has been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. It's been about the opportunities I made out of it. And everyone likes to talk about the good things, but there have been bad days. There's been bad times. But you stay focused on develop your glide path in what you want to do and accomplish your dreams. I've exceeded all expectations of my initial career.
No better place, no better people, no better opportunity, no better deal.